Hi, my name is George Minges. I'm the Chief of Emergency Management here in the Louisville District, and I'm going to talk today a little bit about our overview and response to the Eastern Kentucky flood event that we're supporting. So the way this mission kicked off, there was a large flood event in the late July time period in Eastern Kentucky. We knew pretty quickly that we were going to be involved just by the scale of the event. At this time, we have 8 running mission assignments. Some of the first assignments we got were for a regional activation, which covers bringing in our responders, the initial ones for support, liaisons, subject matter experts. From there, we received a mission assignment for debris assessment, technical assistance to FEMA under federal operating support. Next mission that we received from there was for what we call the infrastructure assessment for some engineering teams. So while those experts were out in the field looking at the debris where it is, we realized there was a lot of culverts, bridges, things that were washed out. You couldn't get through to some of these more remote areas. We sent down a team of engineers that was led in the field by Mr. Eric Springsteen.
I'm Eric Springsteen. I'm a geotechnical engineer at the Louisville District here in Eastern Kentucky for the flooding that took place in the southeast part of the state. We're working to do bridge inventory on bridges and culverts that have been washed out and destroyed from the flooding, both private and county, just doing an inventory of everything that has been damaged. So we've been working with fellow core districts, Huntington District, as well as Kentucky Transportation Department, and everything's been a smooth transition. Very easy to work with, been very helpful, both agencies, so that has been very rewarding. So it's been very important that we have been here. There's been a lot of area that we've had to cover. We've covered a whole county in roughly 2 days. That would have taken the group that we were working with probably over a week to do. So with the amount of people needing assistance out here, it's been very important that we've had boots on the ground.
That mission helped assess how do we do some temporary fixes, how can we pass that information back to FEMA and the state so they can try and open up these critical routes. Next mission we received from there was for long-term recovery, or recovery support functions. This was to get USACE in the game on how we become a good partner in this recovery. How do we build back with a more resilient infrastructure? Since this was a floodplain event and a lot of our authorities are tied to flooding, it was key that we would be in that. From there, we moved on to the debris technical monitoring mission, which is run by Mr. Bob Burek.
I'm Bob Burek, the Emergency Operations Manager for the Louisville Army Corps of Engineers District. We're standing here today at the Breathitt County DMS, which is Debris Management Site. This is one of multiple counties affected here in Eastern Kentucky. Each county will have at least one debris management site, which helps bring debris that's spread out throughout the county to one central location that helps us process it for what we call final disposal. So you'll see throughout the DMS site here, we have piles, segregated piles of what we call C and D, which is construction and demolition debris that you would think of as if your home and structures were actually demolished or damaged during the event. We also have large piles of vegetation, including downed trees, root balls, stumps, and we segregate out metals and white goods, which would be your home appliances. These different debris streams are separated so that they can be efficiently disposed of. We try to recycle the vegetation as much as possible through either mulching or burning the vegetation to properly dispose of that. The C and D debris will be compacted and transported to final disposal at a permitted landfill site, and the white goods and metals will be recycled to the greatest extent possible. I'm also the team lead for the Waterways Technical Assistance and Monitoring Mission. This is a unique mission because the amount of streams and the extreme flooding that was caused this damage, that there is a lot of debris that is packed into the waterways. It is causing restricted flow in these waterways, and it is our job to try to get out those restrictions and those debris dams, get it out of the waterways to reduce future flooding, and make sure we get it up here to the debris management site for proper disposal.
That one focused on the waterways. That is a direct federal assistance. It's cost shared with both the state and FEMA, and we're working with them to help get the debris out of the waterways. This mission was unique because we saw most of the debris in the waterways instead of along the roadways. The 7th mission that we received was for water treatment plants in the Fleming Neon area. Our initial experts that went out, the critical public facility team, they identified that the water treatment was out, which was affecting the town, and it also took a school offline. So we've been tasked by FEMA and the state to come in and set up temporary sewage plants in the area. And then our last mission is the retired annuitant cadre support as site inspectors. And that's support of our federal partner FEMA as we go out and we help out as site inspectors on behalf of FEMA.